January is getting ever closer, and other than the fact it signifies the start of the new year, which gives a chance for everyone to feel rejuvenated and set some goals for them to work towards, as a LEGO fan, it has a much more significant meaning. It means that there's a ton of new sets that are about to be dropped, and getting up bright and early on January the 1st, just to make sure you can get to the front of the queue. So in order to help bring the stress down, and to hopefully eliminate the possibility of a LEGO version of a Black Friday brawl, maybe it won't be that bad. Either way, in today's video, we're going to go through a complete buyer's guide to New Year LEGO shopping. And I'm going to try and help you work out which sets you want to get and which ones you want to avoid. And I'm going to do this off the back of working out which ones I want to get for my own collection and then leave the others to rot on the LEGO shelves for the rest of the year. And I'm only going to do this based off of confirmed sets on the official LEGO website. So I should really put a shirt and a tie on and become Professor Brick Studios. Because this is a lesson you're not going to want to miss in being addicted to LEGO and trying to justify the cost of it each and every month. So jokes aside, we're going to get straight into it, and for step one, you're going to need to filter sets from your favourite themes first. And I'm only going to choose my top 3 favourite themes, and that has to be of course Star Wars and Marvel, and probably Speed Champions when I come to think of it. And for those of you who are asking the question, this doesn't mean that I can't go and get anything from Harry Potter, Disney, or even LEGO Friends for all I know. It just means I can get the hard part out the way and choose from my main theme of collecting first, because naturally that's where the most of your money's always going to go. So at this moment in time, with Star Wars, we only have 2 sets to choose from, that being the Crimson Firehawk and the Clone and Battle Droid Battle Pack. And for once, Star Wars is actually being fairly easy for me to decide from. The Clone and Battle Droid Battle Pack is an absolute must. I absolutely cannot wait to get my hands on the Clone Shock Trooper. I do really like what LEGO have done with this figure, and it's one of the only real Battle Droid sets we've had in years. Whilst I will be leaving the Firehawk, because it really isn't something that I need personally. And of the more notable Marvel releases, we had the X-Men X-Jet, the Spider-Man Mask Collector's Helmet, the No Way Home basically expansion pack, Rocket and Baby Groot, and then the new War Machine mech. Now some of these were actually really hard to decide between, but to start on a positive, I basically have to get the No Way Home expansion pack. I know it's not labelled as an expansion pack, but when I saw this set, I knew straight away that I was going to have to grab it once it releases, especially because I do own the main No Way Home battle scene, and this is basically an expansion set. I didn't actually think this set could get any better, but when this actually adds on top, it could become one of the best sets I do actually own. So that is an absolute must for me personally in January. The Spider-Man mask was really tricky for me to decide between, because I do think LEGO have done yet again another fantastic job with this one, but it isn't going to be something that I pick up straight away. I'll probably either end up waiting for a sale later on in the year, or when there's a month with not so many fantastic releases. War Machine is an easy decision to make. I don't collect the mechs. I own all 3 of the Star Wars ones, but I don't particularly like them, so they'll probably end up in a box soon, so I don't really plan on buying any more mechs anytime soon. Rocket and Baby Groot match the scare vibes of Chewbacca, so that one's just an easy no for me. But I am so torn with the X-Men X-Jet. I think it is awesome for LEGO to finally be listening to fans and making some actual X-Men sets and not just releasing LEGO minifigures here and there, because it's been like 10 years since we last had a proper X-Men set, and with the value that these cost on the aftermarket, it really does show the desire people have towards this theme. And yes, the price of this set is fairly high, and I'm not really one to care too much about price per piece, but it is definitely on the high end. So with all that being said, I won't be getting this set on January the 1st. Mainly for one reason, just because it doesn't feature Gambit, who is indeed my all-time favourite X-Men character.
That's a nice stick.
But rest assured, because I will actually get this set at some point throughout the coming year. On the smaller and less relevant side, I will have to get the Gwen keyring, or Ghost Spider as LEGO label her. I've been looking for a Gwen minifigure to get my girlfriend, who I might add is obsessed with Gwen, but I couldn't justify spending a fortune on the 4+ sets when they aren't exactly the best version of Gwen. But this keyring's awesome, and it is certainly one that I will pick up in January. And with Speed Champions, there are some upcoming sets, but none of these are due to come out in January, so that's something I can completely cross off my bucket list for now. Okay, so step 2 is where you need to factor in your budget and what you feel comfortable with spending. And as it was Christmas the month before, I'm really not going to go crazy and spend hundreds upon hundreds of pounds this month, especially because we're already up to £62, so my personal threshold is going to be 150. Now this should be enough to get any gift we purchase that LEGO do decide to chuck our way to start the new year, so that shouldn't be an issue, which should mean I now have around £88 left in my budget. So this is where step 3 comes in. Now that I've crossed off my main themes and I have my set budgets, I can now work out what I want to do with my remaining money using the Lego price cap feature. So what you're going to need to do now is go to the left hand side of the screen under the new section and find the feature where you get a range of different price caps. And what I'm going to do is filter the sets to what I can view to just 0 to 20 and 20 to 50. And this way I can see the bracket of what sets I can buy with my leftover budget. Now don't get me wrong, there are other sets that I want to get over this price, such as the Polaroid camera or the new roses, but I've already factored in my budget for the month and gone through my main themes first, so I can work out logically that it isn't really something that I need to get on day one. So the sets that are standing out the most to me with this filter on has to start with one of my favourite upcoming sets being the retro camera. As someone having gone to college to study photography, this is an absolute must for me. I love the design Lego have opted for, and with my passion already for photography, this one is really right up my street. I will have to get it in January. The ukulele is really cute, but it isn't something I'm desperately after, well at least straight away, but the Bowers and Muscle Car definitely is. I really enjoyed the recent Mario movie, and although I'm not a massive fan of Lego Mario, this one really brings me back to spending hours upon hours playing Super Mario Bros on the Wii. Another one of the sets I will have to get in January has to be the go-karts. This one was honestly just made for me. I've competed at some of the highest levels of karting in the UK, and I spent so much of my life being a lover of motorsport. So that one's a definite. And so at this point, when we take off all the costs of the ones that I'm going to be getting and we factor in my budget, I have around £36 left for the month. And so with that, I really am thinking that I'm going to get the T-Rex skull. I love Jurassic World, and I think from the images that Lego provided, this could be a really good display piece. The plaque is really good, and the model looks like it sits really well. So with all that being said, that is my January 1st shopping list made. Other notable releases are the new series of CMFs that Lego are dropping, and the really cool new floating space astronauts. But I have decided on what I want to buy as a priority using this method, so I will have to wait on these. But as a Lego fan, that is the best way I go into the new year, and normally every new month, and a breakdown of the method I use to tackle monthly releases. So let me know if any of this was useful to you. Please drop me a message of which sets you plan on buying in 2024 and all your thoughts for the new confirmed sets so far. And as always, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.